Greetings to all. Welcome back to online class. I am Mrs. Gayatri, social teacher. Okay. Today we are going to learn the last part of lesson 5. Last part of lesson 5, social and religious reform movements in the 19th century. Okay. Social and religious reform movement in the 19th century. Islamic reforms. Today we are going to learn Islamic reforms. Before that, just we will revise the first and second part of the lesson. First and the second part of this lesson. English education was introduced with the aim of producing clerks. English education produced a new English educated middle class. This middle class came under the influence of Western ideas and Western thoughts. The reform movements of 19th century related to religion were divided into two. First one, a reformist movement. Second one, a revivalist movement. Okay, two divisions, a reformist movement and a revivalist movement. The reformist movements are Brahma Samaj, Prarthana Samaj and Aligarh movement. Arya Samaj, Ramakrishna Mission and Diobanda Moment are under a revivalist movement. This and all we have learned already. Again, early reform movements in Bengal. Under that, Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Brahma Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Brahma Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Rai was one of the earlier reformers. He was influenced by the Western ideas to initiate reforms. He was a great scholar and he had knowledge in Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian and English. He had thorough knowledge in his mother tongue, Bengali. He opposed meaningless religious ceremonies. Okay. It was because of Raja Ram Mohan Rai's hard work, Lord William Bentinck passed Sati Prohibition Act. This is Sati Prohibition Act was passed in which year? 1829. Ram Mohan Roy condemned the subjugation of women. He opposed the ideas that women were inferior to men. He strongly advocated education for women. He gave his full support for the introduction of English language and Western sciences in schools and colleges also. Ram Mohan Roy founded the Brahma Samaj on 20th August 1828. He opened a temple in Calcutta. No image was there. Brahma Samaj forbade, that is, ignore idol worship and criticized meaningless religious rites and ceremonies. Anyhow, from the beginning, the appeal of the Brahma Samaj remained limited to the intellectuals and educated Bengalis. The lower section of the people didn't like this so much. Okay, this and all we have completed. Regarding Maharishi Debendranath Tagore, that is, in 1833, after the passing of this Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Maharishi Debendranath Tagore carried on the work. He was the father of poet Rabindranath Tagore. He was a moderate reformer. He laid down 4 articles. That is one of the question answers also. That also we have learned regarding Keshav Chandra Sen and Brahma Samaj. Debendranath's younger colleagues in the Samaj liked rapid changes. Keshav Chandra Sen joined this movement in the year 1857. But in 1866, a split occurred in the members of this Brahma Samaj. Keshav Chandra Sen left the Samaj and he founded the new organization also. About Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar regarding Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, he was an outstanding reformer in Bengal. Ram Mohan Roy and others looked to Western rationalist ideas to reform society. But Vidyasagar argued that the Hindu scriptures were progressive. He provided evidence from scriptures that there was no sanction for burning of widows. No sanction for burning of widows. Okay. And again, next we have learned about his life. That is, he dedicated his whole life for the betterment of child widows of the Hindu society. The movement led by Vidyasagar resulted in the Widows Remarriage Reform Act of 1856. Regarding Prarthana Samaj, that was similar to Brahma Samaj. That is, Prarthana Samaj was similar to Brahma Samaj. It was founded in Bombay in 1867. It was founded by Dr. Atmaram Banduram, R.C. Bandarkar, and Justice Mahadev Govindaranade were the distinguished members of this Samaj. We have completed this also. Regarding Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Arya Samaj, that is, Arya Samaj was founded in 1875. It was founded by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. He was a wandering monk in the western Gangetic plain, that is Ganga plain. Okay. Later he settled in Punjab to preach his ideas. His book Satyartha Prakash. Satyartha Prakash. Next, the primary achievements of Arya Samaj were social reform and spread of education. This Arya Samaj started a number of Dayananda, Anglo, Vedic schools and colleges. Vedic schools and colleges. Regarding Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was a symbol priest of Dakshineshwar Kali temple near Calcutta. He was born in an Orthodox Brahmin family in Bengal in 1836. He emphasized the spiritual union with the God through ecstatic practices. Okay, feeling happiness, that you know. Okay, and according to him, all religions contain universal elements. If practiced, it would lead to salvation. He said, Jiva is Siva, that is, all living beings are God. Service for man is service to God. Anyhow, he passed away in the year 1886. Next, Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna's primary achievement was his ability to attract educated youth. Because the educated youth were dissatisfied with the rational orientation, ideas of Brahma Samaj. After the death of Ramakrishna, that is in the year 1886, his disciples, that is followers, organized themselves as a religious community. Okay. Vivekananda followed the organizational structure of Christian missionaries and established the Ramakrishna Mission. This Ramakrishna Mission did not stop itself to religious activities. It was actively involved in education, health care, and relief in the time of natural calamities. Regarding Swami Vivekananda, his name Narendra Datta, popular name only Swami Vivekananda, and he was the prime follower of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Vivekananda became famous for his address on Hinduism. In the year 1893, he was a delegate to the Parliament of World's Religion at Chicago in USA. He suggested that the lower caste should be allowed to engage in the Hindu rituals. So the Orthodox Hindus condemned him, criticized him. Regarding Theosophical Society, we have learned many things. That is, it was founded by Madam H.P. Blavatsky and Colonel Henry S. Alcott. It was founded in USA in 1875. 1875. Later it was shifted to India at Adayar, Chennai in Madras. Adayar, Chennai, that is Madras, in 1886. Okay, 1886. Now, Theosophical Society encouraged a study of Hindu classics. But Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. That is, Hindu classics, particularly Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And this Theosophical Society played an important role in the revival of Buddhism in India. Revival of Buddhism in India. After the death of Henry Salgard, Mrs. Annie Besant was elected as the president of the Theosophical Society. So this movement became further popular in India. Annie Besant played an important role in Indian nationalist politics. She formed the Home Rule League, demanding home rule to India, like Ireland, because she was an Irish lady, she was from Ireland. Annie Besant spread the theosophical ideas through her newspapers, New India and Commonweal. Regarding anti-caste movements, first of all, Jyotiba Phule. He was born in 1827 in Maharashtra. He opened the first school for untouchables in the year 1852 in Pune. He launched the Satyashodak Samaj, that is Truth Seekers Society. Okay. About Narayana Guru, he was born to poor parents in Kerala. He became a poet. He was a scholar in Malayalam, Tamil, and Sanskrit also. He was disturbed by the terrible caste tyranny that the lower caste people faced. He dedicated his whole life for the betterment of the oppressed class people. He established a grand temple at Aruvipuram and dedicated to all thinkers and writers such as Kumaranasan and Dr. Paul Poe were influenced by his ideas and they carried forward the movement. About Ayyankali. Ayyankali was born in 1863 at Venkanur in Thiruvananthapuram. That is the then princely state of Travancore. When he was a child, he faced discrimination. It turned him to a leader of an anti-caste movement. He fought for basic rights. He was inspired by Sri Narayana Guru. Ayyankali founded Sadhu Jana Paribalana Sangham. That is in the year 1907. That is Association for the Protection of the Poor. This much we have learned already. That is the previous class portion. Today, Islamic Reforms. Okay, Islamic Reforms. You know, children, the 1857 Sepoy Mutiny was suppressed. Okay, that we have learned in lesson 6. Okay, after that, the Indian Muslims looked to Western culture with suspicion. Okay, with suspicion. Because the Muslims feared that Western culture and Western ideas would endanger their religion. That is Islam. Endanger the religion Islam. So, limited number of Muslims only accepted the new ideas for modern education. Next, we will see Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born in Delhi into a noble Muslim family. Okay, born in Delhi and his family, noble Muslim family. Syed Ahmad Khan thought that lack of education particularly lack of modern education harmed the Muslims. It will create problems. It is creating harm to the Muslims greatly. And this lack of modern education kept them backward. So he forced the Muslims to accept Western science and take up government services. That is, he forced the Muslims to accept government jobs, government services. He founded a scientific society and translated many English books. Particularly, he translated science books into Urdu language. He believed that instead of joining with the rising nationalist movement, join with the British government. Join with the British government. So the interest of the Muslims could be fulfilled. That is, if they are joining with the British, their interest, the Muslims' interest means here needs, could be fulfilled. So he advised the Muslims to take to English education and to concentrate on it. That is, much importance should be given for English education. Next, Aligarh Moment. Aligarh Moment, A-L-I-G-A-R-H, Aligarh Moment. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan founded the Aligarh Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College. Aligarh Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College at Aligarh in 1875, in the year 1875. Syed Ahmad Khan's movement was known as Aligarh Moment. It is so called because it was centered around Aligarh Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College. Because it was centered around the Aligarh Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College. This college is a landmark in the history of Indian Muslim education. The college was raised to the status of a university in 1920. It was changed as a university in the year 1920. Next we will see Diobanda Moment. Diobanda is a place in UP, Uttar Pradesh. Diobanda Moment was a revivalist movement. That is Meetpu Iyakkam, revivalist movement. This movement was organized by, this Diobanda Moment was organized by the Orthodox Muslim ulemas, set of people, ulemas. The ulemas founded a school at Dioband in 1866. Dioband is in the Saharanpur district of Uttar Pradesh, one of our states. The ulemas started this school under the leadership of Qasim Wanutavi. Qasim, Q-A-S-I-M, Qasim Wanutavi, W-A-N-O-T-A-V-A, Wanutavi, and Rashid Ahmad Gangotri. The school curricula means syllabus. Shut out English education don't want, and Western culture also they did it. Like in this school, original Islamic religion was taught. In this school, original Islamic religion was taught. The aim was moral and religious regeneration of Muslim community. Maulana Muhammad ul Hassan, Hassan H-A-S-S-A-N, became the new Dioband leader. This is a one mark question. New Dioband leader, Muhammad ul Hassan. He was the leader of Jama'ul Ulema, that is the Council of Theologians. This council gave a concrete shape Okay, gave a concrete shape to Hassan's ideas of protection. Hassan's ideas of protection of the religious and political rights of Muslims. Religious and political rights of the Muslims. Next, we will see Parsi reform movement. Parsi reform movement. In the middle of 19th century, the reform activities began in Mumbai. Here is one word question. Okay, in the middle of 19th century, the reform activities began in Mumbai. In 1851, in the year 1851, Fardunji Nauroji, Furdunji Fardunji Nauroji, Naoroji, Nauroji, found the Rahnumai, okay, Rahnumai, Masdayasnan, that is a reform society of Parsis. Okay, Rahnumai, Masdayasnan, okay, Masdayasnan is the reformist society of Parsis. Now, Rastgoftar, R-A-S-T, Rastgoftar, G-O-F-T-A-R, that is the truth teller. Rastgoftar means the truth teller, was the main voice of the movement. This is another one mark question. Rastgoftar, that is the truth teller, was the main voice of the movement. Beramji Malbari organized a campaign for legislation. Okay, Beramji Malbari organized a campaign for legislation against the practice of child marriage. Against the practice of child marriage. This Parsi community produced many leaders. Okay, many leaders were produced by this Parsi community, such as Feroz Shah Mehta and Din Shah Wacha. Okay, Feroz Shah Mehta and Din Shah Wacha. They played a big role in the early Congress. Next, we will see Sikh reform movement. First of all, Nirankaris and Namtaris. Nirankaris one set of people and Namtaris another set of people. Okay. The Sikhs of Punjab, Sikhs of Punjab also took steps to reform. Baba Dayal Das, D-A-Y-A-L, Baba Dayal Das founded the Nirankari movement. Here is the one word question. Baba Dayal Das, he was the founder of Nirankari movement. Baba Dayal Das stressed the worship of God as Nirankar. Nirankar means worshipping this. They are worshipping the God without a form, formless God. Okay, so Nirankar. The people, those who are worshipping God without a form, or those who are worshipping God with a formless, they are called as Nirankaris. Now, essence of his teachings. First one, rejection of idols. That is, idol worship don't want. So, rejection of idols. Second one, rejection of ritual associated with idolatry. Rejection, that is, opposition of rituals related with idolatry. Idol worship don't want, so rituals also don't want. And give respect to the authority of Guru Nanak. Okay, give respect to the authority of Guru Nanak. And also give respect to Adi Granth. Adi Granth, the book, that is the spiritual book of this Sikh people. Okay, like Hindus, they have Bhagavad Gita, Christians, they have Bible, and these Muslims, they have Quran, and the Sikh people, they have Adi Granth. Okay, that is Punitha Nool. Sikhiyargalin Punitha Nool, Adi Granth, that is Tamil. Okay, he forced the people to stop meat eating and liquor consumption. Okay, he forced the people to stop, don't want to eat meat, and liquor consumption should be stopped. Next one, Namdari movement. Namdari movement was founded by Baba Ram Singh. This is the 1 mark question. Namdari movement was founded by Baba Ram Singh. It was another socio-religious movement among the Sikhs. Among the Sikhs, S-I-K-H-S. The Namdaris forced the people to wear the symbols of Sikhism. The Namdaris forced the people to wear the symbols of Sikhism, except Kirpan, K-I-R-P-A-N. Kirpan means sword. Should not use sword. All the remaining symbols should be necessary. Okay, next one. Baba Ram Singh wanted his followers to carry a latti instead of sword. Should not take a sword. Instead of that, they can carry latti. This Namdari movement considered both men and women are equal. Okay, the Dash movement considered both men and women equal. Namdari movement. It accepted widow remarriage. Widow remarriage. It prohibited the dowry system. Dowry system don't want. And child marriage. It opposed child marriage also. When the influence of Arya Samaj and Christian missionaries is growing in Amritsar, Singh Sabha was established. Okay, Singh Sabha was established in Amritsar. In that time only Arya Samaj and Christian missionaries, it is growing nicely. Its main objective was, that is, the Singh Sabha's main objective was to restore purity of Sikhism. Purity of Sikhism. With the support of the British, the Singh Sabha established Khalsa College for the Sikhs. Okay. With the support of the British, this Singh Sabha established a college for Sikhs in Amritsar, that is Khalsa College. K-H-A-L-S-A, Khalsa College. Singh Sabha was a forerunner of Akali movement. This is a 1 mark question. Singh Sabha was a forerunner of Akali movement. Next, social reformers of Tamil Nadu. Social reformers of Tamil Nadu. First of all, Ramalinga Swamigal. Ramalinga Swamigal. Ramalinga Swamigal or Ramalinga Adigal was popularly known as Vallalar. It is coming in Tamil books also. Tamil lesson, Tamil subject. He was born in Marudur. Marudur is a village near Chidambaram. Okay. After the death of his father, his family moved to his brother's house at Chennai. He did not get a formal education, yet he gained immense knowledge, much knowledge. He explained the bonds of responsibility and compassion between living beings. Bonds of responsibility and compassion in between living beings. He expressed the view that those who lack compassion for suffering beings are hard-hearted, their wisdom clouded. Okay, see the words. Those who lack compassion for suffering beings are hard-hearted, their wisdom clouded. What's the meaning of this now? துயரப்படும் உயிரினங்களை பார்த்து இரக்கம் கொள்ளாதவர்கள் கல் நெஞ்சக்காரர்கள், அவர்களின் ஞானம் மேகங்களால் மூடப்பட்டிருக்கும். ஓகே, அவர்களின் ஞானம் மேகங்களால் மூடப்பட்டிருக்கும். That is there. He showed his compassion and mercy on all living beings, including plants. Okay, he showed his compassion and mercy on all living beings, including plants. This is called Jiva Karunya. This is called Jiva Karunya. Mercy to life. Jiva Karunya, that's a Tamil word. That is, in English, that is mercy to life. Okay. That is why he said, வாடிய பயிரே கண்டபோதெல்லாம் வாடினேன். Tamil word. Okay, வாடிய பயிரே கண்டபோதெல்லாம் வாடினேன். Because he showed his compassion and mercy on all living beings, including plants. Okay. He established Samarasa Veda Sanmarga Sangham in the year 1865. One word answer. Samarasa Veda Sanmarga Sangham in 1865. It was renamed Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Satya Sangha. Okay, Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Satya Sangha. Okay, so it means a society for pure truth and universal selfhood. Society for pure truth and universal selfhood. In the year 1866, a terrible famine occurred in South India. So, the very next year, that is 1867, Ramalinga established a free feeding house at Vadalur. For everyone irrespective of caste. Many of his songs were compiled and published under the title Thiruvarutpa. Okay. Many of his songs were compiled and published under the title Thiruvarutpa. That is Songs of Grace. Songs of Grace. Next we will see Ayodhya Das. Pandita Ayodhya Das was a radical Tamil scholar. Radical Pagutarivu வாய்ந்த Tamil scholar. He was born in Chennai. He was a writer, Siddha medicine practitioner, journalist and socio-political activist. He was fluent in Tamil language, English language, Sanskrit and Pali language also. So Tamil, English, Sanskrit and Pali. He campaigned for social justice. Okay, he worked hard for social justice and worked for the emancipation of the untouchables from the caste clutches. Want to remove untouchability. Okay, he worked hard for the construction of a casteless identity. Worked hard for the creation of a casteless society. He castigated caste hegemony, that is domination, caste domination and untouchability. So he castigated caste hegemony and untouchability. He considered education as an important tool for empowerment. Okay, education is an important tool for empowerment. He became the driving force for the establishment of many schools for the untouchables in Tamil Nadu. Establishment of many schools for the untouchables in Tamil Nadu. Pandita Ayodhya Das founded the Advaitananda Sabha to raise the voice for the temple entry of the untouchables. Advaitananda Sabha to raise the voice for the temple entry of the untouchables. In the year 1882, John Rathinam and Ayodhya Das established Dravida Kalagam. Ayodhya Das launched a magazine on Marcostin called Dravida Pandian. That is in the year 1885. So Dravida Pandian, that is a magazine that was launched in the year 1885. In the year 1891, he founded Dravida Mahajana Sabha. Here is also one Marcostin. He organized the first conference of Dravida Mahajana Sabha at Nilgiris. One word question. He organized the first conference of the Dravida Mahajana Sabha at Nilgiris. Pandita Ayodhya Das was disappointed with the Hindu Dharma, which served as the basis for propagating caste in Hindu society. He was influenced by Colonel Henry S. Alcott, one of the founders of the Theosophical Society. Colonel Henry S. Alcott, one more person, that is Madam H.B. Blavatsky. So, he was influenced by Colonel Henry's Alcott. He went to Sri Lanka in the year 1898 and converted to Buddhism. Converted to Buddhism. In the same year, he founded Sakya Buddhist Society at Madras. One word question. Sakya Buddhist Society at Madras. It was started to construct the rational religious philosophy through Buddhist religion. To construct the rational religious philosophy through Buddhist religion. He started a weekly journal, Oru Paisa Tamilan. Important one-word question, children. He started a weekly journal, Oru Paisa Tamilan, in the year 1907. And published it until his demise in 1914. That is, up to his death. He started a weekly journal, Oru Paisa Tamilan, in the year 1907 and published it until his demise in 1914. That is, up to his death. You can remember 1914, that is one of the important timeline incident, that is beginning of First World War. Okay, children. Just recapping, that is, we'll recall the foundation of Brahma Samaj by Raja Ram Mohan Roy and the role played by Maharshi Debendranath Tagore and Keshav Chandra Sen in carrying forward the Brahma Samaj activities after Roy's death are discussed. Contribution of Mahadev Govinda Ranade and Pratana Samaj, with which he was associated, are examined. The attempts made by Arya Samaj under Swami Dayananda Saraswati to reform Hinduism, as well as to win converts to the Hindu fold, are highlighted. The radical reformer Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and his strivings for women's cause are described. The role of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, his disciple Swami Vivekananda, in the transformation of Hinduism is explained. The work done by Jyotiba Phule in Maharashtra and Ayodhya Dasar in Tamil Nadu to obtain social justice for the marginalized and deprived sections of the population is reviewed. And his weekly journal, Oru Paisa Tamilan, that is in the year 1907, and published it until his demise, that is in 1914, that is up to his death. Okay, children, lesson over. And with this, I finish today's session, and we will meet again, children. Thank you. Take care.